Try to put me in a box I don't fit. Try to make me blend in, I won't quit. God made me on purpose with intention. Every quirk, every flaw is part of the mission. They say I'm too much and not enough. Too loud, too quiet, too soft, too tough. But I was crafted by the master's hand. They don't understand, but that wasn't the plan. I don't need approval from the crowd.
Hey guys, did you like my intro? Oh my God, I'm so excited. My son made that for me. He hooked your girl up. So shout out to my son, Makai. You can follow him on Instagram at MG on the drums. I thought it was really pretty. I'm so excited to share that and show y'all. Let me know what you think. I might add another color. I don't know. Yeah. So today is Friday. It is July 10th. And the word for today is true life. True life. And it reads, I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me, though he die, yet shall he live. And everyone who lives and believes in me shall never die. Do you believe this? This is John 11, chapter 25 and 26, or verse 25 and 26, chapter 11. And it reads, how do you define living? Does it resemble the definition the rest of the world gives? Do you aspire to good experiences, success in career and family? Are legacies to pass on the next generation, or legacies to pass on to the next generation? Or are you okay with living the most defined by dying? Or are you okay with living that is more defined by dying? Are you comfortable making sacrifices in order to bring the good news to someone just so you can glorify God and thereby deny your own opportunities to boast in yourself? Does living for you mean serving faithfully without necessarily ever hearing any thanks? Take a close look and ask yourself what kind of life you have now. Is it the type that looks like everyone else, or does your life look like the one Jesus offered? Do not be afraid to embrace a life of sacrifice. There is untold beauty in denying yourself to Jesus may be glorified. There is untold beauty in denying yourself so Jesus may be glorified. And we were talking about this in Bible study a few days ago about boasting, not of oneself, but boasting in God, boasting in the Lord, boasting in Yeshua, because, without him, I wouldn't have anything. I wouldn't be as far in life as I am now, especially making it by myself as a single mother, because it's hard out here and the world does not care. So boasting, it's okay to have, confidence in yourself. There's a difference between healthy self-esteem and, being conceited. So there's a balance. You have to know the two. Get your books or Google healthy self-esteem and what is the word? Conceitedness. There's a difference. Okay, so it says, how do you define living? Does it resemble the definition the rest of the world gives? I don't want to live like the rest of the world. I don't want to be have the mindset of the rest of the world. I went out of town for the 4th of July to go pick up my daughter from my mother's house, and I ran into an old friend. He was a guy, and we were I missed him. Every time I go out there, I hit him up, say, hey, how you doing? And we were chatting, having this conversation, and after we had already did the fireworks and everything, we were talking, and just a lot of the things that was coming out of his mouth was negative. Like sometimes people look at you from where you came from to where you are now, and they're like, oh, well, this and this and that, or I don't know how people's mindsets work, but I told him, I was like, dang, I said, why everything you saying is negative? Just like low vibrations and low frequencies. Like, I don't want to hear that. Don't project those negative thoughts which you have onto my life, because I don't want it. I don't want no parts of it. Think positive. And God has strategically placed certain people in my life to train me, to get me to think like this. And I am ever so grateful. I'm so thankful for that, because what we think is what we do and how we live. I don't know if you guys seen that Cat Williams special. I think it was the most recent one that he did, where he was saying that we have to be nicer to ourselves in here. And that is so true, because we are our own worst critics. We say the meanest things to ourselves. We think the worst of ourselves and everything. Like, we're the first to put ourselves down, with the negativity and everything. And it's just like, don't think like that. So I had to retrain my brain and my mind to say positive things about myself to myself, you know what I mean? Because what I think about me matters. And so going back to the question is, does it resemble the definition the rest of the world gives? Yes and no, because I'm still a baby in this. I'm still a beginner and I'm learning, but no. And for sure, because I don't want to live godly. I don't want to live godly. I take that back. I don't want to live worldly. I want to live godly. I want everything that I do in this life to be pleasing to God. He's the only one that I want to, be happy. I want to be happy for myself. I want my children to be happy with me. But most importantly, I want the Most High to look at me and smile. You know what I mean? I'm not perfect, but I want the work that I do here, just with me in general, for it to be pleasing to him, It says, do you aspire to good experience, success in career and family? Yes, I would like to be successful. I would like to have, a great family, to raise my children well, and for them to be successful and succeed. But I would also prefer for them to find love and favor in the Most High. I would love for them to find God. That brings more joy to my heart than anything, to knowing that I raise my children right, so that they know not just right from wrong, but that they know God and that God knows them. Because we can say that we know God all day long, and when it comes to that time, he won't even know you. So it's like, we have to live, the way that he wants us to live, so that he sees and that he knows us, because that's the most important. It says, or legacies to pass on to the next generation. Or are you okay with living that is more defined by dying? Are you comfortable making sacrifices in order to bring the good news to someone just so you can glorify God? Yeah, I want to be comfortable bringing the good news. That's what I'm doing with these videos with you guys, bringing the good news, so that we can all glorify in God, not just me, so that you, and maybe you can share this video and your family and your friends, so that we can all glorify in God. I'm not going to receive my blessings if I'm being selfish with the word. And it took me a long time. That goes back to the first video that I did. Saying how, because I believe when I speak to people out, in public, I'm always like this, but to put myself out there, making these videos, like I wasn't into that. I don't really want to be seen or, by people. This is not for clicks and likes. This is not for, it's not a popularity contest. This is me actually really sharing myself and sharing, these beautiful words and giving my testimony to help other people. You know what I mean? Because when we share, we don't know who we helping. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? A lot of people out here in this world are struggling, but are scared to admit it, or maybe ashamed, embarrassed, or whatever the case may be. I had to get over that fear to put myself out here, because I have friends and people who, think the world of me, and I have to let them know, as well as the world, like, I'm not perfect. I struggle. I have my things that I'm struggling with also, and to let them know that they are not alone. We are not alone. We can get through this together as, as one, as believers and servants of the Most High God. It says, take a close look and ask yourself what kind of life you have now. Is it the type that looks like everyone else, or does your life look like the one Yeshua offered? Do not be afraid to embrace a life of sacrifice. There is untold beauty in denying yourself so Yeshua may be glorified. That's like people who make these videos of passing out money and food to, like, people on the streets and everything, and they record it. That's good, and I'm pretty sure the people that they do that for are blessed by them and are very happy that they did that. But I pass out things to the homeless, food, toiletries, and all that stuff all the time. And I don't record it for Facebook. I don't record it for Instagram. I don't record it for YouTube, because I'm not doing it for clicks and likes. I'm doing it because that's what I'm supposed to do. That's what my heart tells me to do. And that's what pleases God. So I can get a GoPro and the camera and go record, helping people, but that's not, I shout out to those people who are doing it. It's good content. It's great, because the world needs to see that there are people out there who are, blessings to others. But then you have a lot of people, major factors, who are giving back to their communities and the world behind closed doors that no one even knows about. So I want to send a shout out to those people. It says, Lord, I admit that my life often looks like that. Lord, I admit that my life often looks like that of the rest of the world. Yes. Help me to be okay with not having the success other people have. Amen. Or not being recognized for my hard work. Yes, we talked about that yesterday. Not being in vain. I know that any sacrifice I make for you will be rewarded far beyond what my earthly reward could be. Eternal riches. The life you offer appeals so much more to me. So much more. So much more. This world cannot offer me anything better than what God has to offer. Because every time I think I done found something or I'm blessed with something, God removes it and he gives me so much better. So much better. Day 26, and this is our prayer for today. And it reads, I shall not want. I mean, come on now, y'all. At some point, you gotta admit that these two, it starts off, I shall not want. And the last verse for our word of the day, True Life, says, Lord, I admit that my life often looks like that of the rest of the world. Help me to be okay with not having the success other people have, or not being recognized for my hard work. I know that any sacrifice I make for you will be rewarded far beyond what my earthly reward could be. The life you offer appeals so much more to me. I shall not want. So when you do right by God, when you do what he tells you to do, when you do what he asks you to do, to the best of your ability, wholeheartedly and faithfully, you shall not want. You shall not want. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff comfort me. Thy rod and thy staff comfort me. Psalms 23, verses 1 and 4. I don't even have to go into depth because I'm pretty sure we all grew up listening to that passage. Dear Lord, I thank you for giving me everything I need and more. I want. Oh, no. Dear Lord, I thank you for giving me everything I need and more than I want. I praise you for your comforting words and your promise that nothing could ever pluck me out of your hand. All I need in life is you. Amen. And I am so grateful for those words. I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me. Anything. I might not feel like I'm going to make it like yesterday. we feel like our work is in vain. We're not seeing the fruit of our labors. But as long as I'm doing what I need to do, as long as you're doing what you need to do, you shall not want, and God will guide your steps every day of your life. There are things that I'm still waiting for God to bless me on, but I have to keep working on myself. I have to keep tending to my children. I have to keep tending to my home and working hard every day to make sure that I get my blessings, because I want my blessings. I'm going to continue to share these videos with you from now on, regardless of how tired I am or whatever I may be going through. I cannot skip out on that, because there might be somebody out there who just needs to hear what I have to say, or, you know, what I'm going through. So with that concludes our word for today, and I love you guys. Happy Friday. Have a safe and blessed weekend, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.
They try to put me in a box I don't fit. Try to make me blend in, I won't quit. God made me on purpose with intention. Every quirk, every flaw is part of the mission. They say I'm too much and not enough. Too loud, too quiet, too soft, too tough. But I was crafted by the master's hand. They don't understand, but that wasn't the plan. I don't need approval from the crowd.